Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic Bakugan Geogan Rising episode review. So, got another one coming, man. You already know. Um, so getting into it, we've got episodes 16 and 17 here. So, with all the episodes, it's counting the 22-minute slot with them, So, obviously, one part of the episode, another part of the episode, that being one, and. But, anyways, in total, it'll be like 4 reviews with it. But episode 16 and 17. So yeah. So for part A of 16, we've got this one, man. So the Awesome Brawlers are all hanging out at the hideout, and um, they were honestly just sitting there talking, and just bringing up like some memories or like some foods that they really really like, and Ajit said how he used to love, well, mentioned curry. And after he talked about, the like this famous curry, it was lentil curry that he liked. After he thought about that, he got really sad. Yeah, they were in the middle of brawling, and he actually mentioned it. And then after that, he just kind of walked off, and they were like, "Ajit," um, so naturally they're trying to make him feel better. And Shun, well, actually, it's all of them. So they thought of the idea of, none of the stores around had the lentils to make lentil curry, so they didn't really sell it or anything. But they went to stores to look for the lentils to make curry, and they were all out. They tried to make it before, but then they burnt it. At the same time, Shun was keeping Ajit busy because they don't want Ajit knowing that they're making curry. It's supposed to be a surprise. But the other awesome brawlers are all trying to get it figured out. Like they burnt it the first time, had to go back to the supermarket, get some produce and stuff, and we're trying to make the curry. And then they found out that they were like out of lentils there, and then Shun took upon himself to go and try to find some, and Shun found some too. Ajit almost caught him because when he was on the phone with the other awesome brawlers, Ajit was like, "Who are you talking to? Was that Leah?" And then Shun was saying they had to do homework. He's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and check and see how the homework's going. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere." And then that way, he went and checked and went to a supermarket to look for curry, and he found, well, to look for lentils, and he found lentils there. There was one pack left, but at the same time, somebody else reached for the lentils, and it happened to be none other than Crystal Blue. Yeah, that Crystal Blue. Gregorius Reed, Crystal Blue. But yeah, even just like with the casual things like get ready to square up over some lentils, because Shona really wanted to make a Jeet happy, but Crystal Blue loves lentils like big time. It's her favorite thing, and she's like, "I'm not having it. Let's go." And she has her new Bakugan, so it's given all of Gregorius Reed's kind of minions or supporters, like basically minions. They all are getting new Bakugan. So Everett got his new Bakugan, that being Demork. And now Crystal Blue getting hers. And it's a Apophix, dude. She has a Apophix. And it's a beast. It's a given, man. But yeah, in the middle of it, uh, basically same approach. So it was Shark Tar versus Apophix. Apophix being really powerful, pushing Shark Tar to the absolute limits, and then Shun using the Geogan. But then even like she's like even against Apophix, like even facing a Geogan is not going to be able to defeat Apophix. It was still a really close battle, but then Shun ended up winning it. Well, not actually winning it. It's like the same approach as it was the other episodes, like that episode with Everett. It ended in a draw because in the middle of it, Crystal Blue was like, "Okay, you can have them on one condition," and then told the condition. But then we get a fast forward cutscene to the kitchen. The Awesome Brawlers made the curry, and Ajit, they brought Ajit there. They made the curry, and he got really sad for a second. And he's like, "Well, I don't really like curry because it's really spicy." And they're like, "What?" And then Pinsatar's like, "Oh, you're making that face because you remembered curry and just didn't like it." But he's like, "You guys went through so much to make it, so I'll eat it." And then he tried it and he ate it, and he actually liked it. He's like, "It's not spicy. That's right. Storm liked the spicy foods." But he did end up liking the curry that they made. But right after that, you just hear Yeah, that's good. And it's crystal blue in the chair. And they all look around and they're like, what? They're like, huh? What are you doing here, crystal blue? And then Shun told them this was the condition she had. Um, that she had to try some of it. And she's like, it's good. Okay, seconds. And then they're just like, there's nothing left for us. Well, make more. Oh man, just love how different Crystal Blue is. It's hilarious, man. But yeah, so that's the first part of the episode. All right, so we got the second part of episode 16. So that being, it starts off with Leah and Magnus battling, but it's actually like a simulator. So they actually have a virtual reality simulator that Benton's creating, and he's getting data from like literally everything from Geogan to just the Bakugan to opponents and such, and it's storing it in this program called Vision, this big machine called Vision. But the scary thing with it, like Vision, I don't know, just how it was because as it went along, at first like Leo and Fenneka were training in there against Geogan because Fenneka wanted to face Geogan, that being Talon, but then Vision started to go rogue, and it's like artificial intelligence. It's like taking data that it has and then building on it and such, having artificial intelligence, but then it not being fully developed. You know. Imagine somebody puts a virus in that or something. At first, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, what if Gregorius Reed was behind this and put like a virus in it? It actually, I don't know, but it just went rogue. Because it couldn't read the power of the Geogon, or is above what I expected. Uh, yeah. Or could you imagine if Gregorius Reed actually like does put a virus in Vision and then takes it under? That would be wild, dude. Their own creation used against them. That would be wild. That would be really, really wild if he was like that sinister of an evil. So he might be the most evil character ever. Like, they gotta outdo what Tico did in the first season. They gotta, well, at least like not so much outdo, but at least get to like that same level of threat, like craziness. I mean, saw it with Tico, saw it with Havoc, how things got with Havoc, which they got wild. Now we got to see it with Gregorius Reed. But yeah, man. So once it started to go haywire, literally Fenneka, the talent in there got corrupted, and it kept taking out Fenneka, but in order to not stop the simulation, it had Fenneka restart. But Fenneka was getting exhausted from it, so one more hit, it could have been really bad. Honestly, really, really bad. So it got dark real quick with this, man. Like, and she was trapped inside. Lee was trapped inside. Vision locked the door, so then they sent Falcron through the vent. It went down in the vent, and then was trying to destroy like the power core division, and finally got to it right before Fenneka got hit. But yeah, it was close. It was really close for sure. That tension and such. But they saved Leah and Fenneka, got them out of there, and Falcon basically being like, "Hey, nothing that like you could give me thanks. Like you wouldn't have been able to do anything if I wasn't here. But yeah, man. Overall, still a really, really fun episode. Just showing like Bakugan virtual reality if they like perfect that, and that's like a little reference. Bakugan Inner Space that they had with the first era, this virtual reality. Come on, man. Just the Easter eggs and references. They're awesome. They're really, really awesome, man. I dig them big time. But yeah, man. Definitely dug this episode too, for sure. Uh, yeah. Now, yeah, got to get into episode 17. Got 16 out of the way. Overall, really, really enjoyed it big time. Yeah, both of the episodes. And then now getting into 17. So, this one actually starts with, the Awesome Brawlers, they're with Benton because they're trying to figure out a way of doing some training. And at the end of the last episode, Dan was like, "Oh, why'd you guys leave me out of it? I want to try the virtual reality." And Leah's like, "No, never again," because all that stuff happening with it and that bug. But uh, after that, Dan's like, "Maybe we could do virtual reality." She's like, "Nope, never again." And then he's like, "Well, maybe we should ask Benton." And what they did is they hit up Benton. Benton took them to a volcano. So they're training on a volcano. They got special suits and such that Benton made, you know, or had made. And yeah, they're out there training on a volcano. So Let's see, it's Drago. Yeah, Drago and Sharktar facing off, and then Fenneca and Farascal facing off, and then you've got a Jeet with Pinsittar off in the distance because Pinsittar is just trying to lounge and stuff, and then he ends up finding a hot spring and goes in the hot spring. And then in the middle of all of that, uh, Benton's system started to overheat, and then you could see like the error message, like how we saw in Vision before. We saw the error message from Benton um, on his tech, and he's like, "What?" So then he goes down. The other brawlers, he has them come back, and they do, all except for a Jeet. A Jeet's actually trying to get around, like he's on the other side of the island actually, and then Drago and Dan go to get him. And then in the middle of it, they go and pick him up, and then they actually turned it into training, because Sharktar showed up too. He used a giant whirlpool, and then Drago smacked the whirlpool and focused it so that it took out the lava. So since they're doing this training in all these different worlds of Vestroya, like the 6 different attributed worlds, it's good training for this. Like with Pyrus, you'll have the volcanoes. With Ventus, you have the big time like forest and such. All the water with Aquas. With Darkest, you're going to be in complete shadowy darkness. They're going to have a big time theme. I can't wait to see that one, man. It's going to be sick. Arliss, obviously, the Coliseum type of ancient, just gladiator feeling area. It's going to be sick, man. They're all going to be so, so cool. And yeah, Chaos, too, if I didn't mention it. Like a crazy world of light. That's going to be awesome, man. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it for sure. But overall, this episode, enjoyed it big time. Seeing them do some training on like a volcano. They're starting to get into training in different attributed worlds, which is the best way to set up for this. Yeah, so it seems like this battle for the fate of like Earth and Vestroya either staying together or being split apart. That's gonna be the big thing they're building up to. That's gonna probably be actually like not just the climax, but like the finale, the true finale of the season. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but things are going to definitely start turning a lot more as it goes along, no doubt about it. But definitely enjoyed this episode for sure. Just seeing them battle in the volcano area, that was pretty cool. And now getting into the last part, man. So I didn't mention with the previous episode, on the volcano. Everybody was there, obviously, besides Winton, because Winton had to take care of his siblings, so he wasn't able to train with them then, you know. So out of this episode, honestly, I'd say Dan, Leah, Shun, and Lightning got the most training out of them. Ajit was kind of chilling, and said, we gotta do some serious training, Pinsatar, And then Winton being off too, taking care of his siblings. So we get the episode with the siblings. So he's actually just chasing his siblings around the house. Obviously, has to babysit them. They're sitting around breaking everything, throwing everything, being little bad kids. You already know. And Winton just sitting there trying not to beeline. Listen, But they kind of settled down a little bit, and they show like his line of the call with Dan. They showed Dan's line, and then they showed Winton's line, which was really cool. Like seeing like both perspectives. Definitely enjoyed that. But they're still just going around the house like crazy. And then on TV, they're talking about, like some battles that are going on, some world displayed battles, like a little carnival or such. And they wanted to go to it. They're like, can we go to that? And then Winton thought in his head, I can do some battles and look really cool in front of them. And then they'll love me and think I'm the coolest big brother ever. And so they decided to go. And he looks away for 1 second while they're there, and then they're around getting into everything, man. They even at the carnival. In the middle of it, there was the rockers. You had the rocker brawlers, sitting there having a battle, and then they show up and took his Krakenoid, and then they start chasing them around. And then the kids both go different directions. The rockers run out, and they land in the pond and they get wet. It was hilarious, man. Just a little sequence. They're just little pranksters, little tricksters. Winton's little brother and sister, yeah. They're definite pranksters, big time. But, yeah, man. Then they get into another battle. So it was actually Marco and Duran Dane actually battling. And also Duran Dane, his voice, I remember where I heard it from. Anybody who's a fan of Beyblade, Metal Fight Beyblade, anybody watch Zero G? Takanosuke Shishiya, Takanosuke, the same voice actor for Takanosuke is definitely the same one for Duran Dane. No doubt. I was like, where did I hear that voice before? That's where, man. But yeah, he's probably voiced a few other characters for sure. But yeah, they're having a battle, and then Winton's little brother and sister, of course, get in the middle of the battle and stop. It's not so much like a cubbo, it's the bear. I wonder if they're actually gonna make like a form for bear. Like if they're having it show up in the show so much, like why not just make the bear like bear and do an actual figure and think of an actual name for it? You know, I mean, it would be cool to see an actual figure for it because we see it in the show. You know, but yeah, right in the middle of it, they're like, "Whoa, it's a big teddy bear" or something like that. Um, and it's a world cast video, so everybody sees it everywhere. And then you just got Winton showing up like, "What? Oh no!" And then he goes out and stops it. He's like, "Come on, you two," and they kind of threaten them a little bit, like. And then Winton standing up, being the big bro, being like, "It's not their fault. I know they're wild, but you can't take it out on them." Oh, okay. Well, we'll take it out on you instead. So then that led to a battle, 2-on-1, Marco and Duran Dane versus Winton, and then it's Winton's big chance because the whole episode he's been trying to get that moment where like he can show his little brother and sister how cool he is, and then he's got his moment here. So that being Falcron taking on two Bakugan at once, they're both getting big time hits in, and then Talon coming in the fray, wins with Talon, and afterwards they both come up like, "Yo, you're the coolest big brother ever! Oh my god!" Like, yeah, it was the typical ending, like thinking he's so cool, and then afterwards he was like, "You two aren't gonna run her off and do any of that anymore, are you?" "No, we're sorry." And they apologized. And then afterwards, more battles happen, and then they're just like, "Whoa, I'm gonna go to that!" They got this special little twinkle in their eyes, how to just being a little kid and seeing something so cool and then just going, just taking off, man. Well, they took off again, and he was like, "Didn't you learn anything?" Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, even seeing that cool moment with like Winton and his siblings, seeing that side and then seeing the other awesome brawlers being at the volcano, showing both perspectives, it was honestly really, really cool. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed these episodes, no doubt. Having those fun episodes, but you could tell they're still bringing the plot along. They're including like the fun episodes of Lightning, the other fun episodes they've got, episodes for training, the real big time build up because this is the big thing. Is this Great Council battle. That is the big thing they're building up towards, and they're just gradually doing so. Having Crystal Blue show up a little bit, and even maybe some, who knows, maybe Gregorius Reed will try to get Marco on his side or something, like big time, or Marco or Duran try to recruit more people. Like time will tell. I mean, he's got Stroud as a part of things big time now, so who knows? Maybe he'll have more links with other brawlers out there, but time will tell. But definitely, this build up is going to be really sick, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying it so far with all the fun episodes. But sooner or later, things are going to start getting wild, and I'm all here for it, man. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, anyways, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yeah, tell me what you thought about these episodes if you've seen them yourselves. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this Bakugan Geogan Rising double episode review on episodes 16 and 17. So, yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, till next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here.